everybody. Welcome back and Happy New Year. We hope you all had enjoyed the holidays and we wish you a healthy New Year. I just have a few announcements. We're going to waive the minutes tonight. And you want to do roll call?
Yeah. Okay. Deputy Inspector Herson?
Here.
Betty Holson?
Yeah.
Marie Bendis?
Excuse.
Cookie North? Yeah. Pat Reardon? Here. Laura Fluger? Here. Officer Adamo?
Here.
Officer Trujillo?
Here.
Tom Kennison?
Here.
Pat, you have anything to say? No. Yeah. We'll start. Tommy? Okay. All right. I just want to let you all know, of course you know, we had our annual Children's Christmas Party on December the 4th, and it was a huge success. The children had a great time. We had plenty of food, gifts, and entertainment for them. They loved it. And I'd just like to thank my little elves on the executive board, Cookie, Pat, Laura, Tommy. I'd also like to give thanks to Liz and Jude, who were a big help. They were like the Energizer Bunny. They just kept going and going. Officer Adamo and Officer Bessarel, who gave us their all, as usual. Thank you, guys. And I'd like to thank Phyllis and Mr. John Flynn for everything they did for us also. And thanks, Phyllis, for getting us that coverage. We appreciated it. Let's see. And I want to thank all the people who donated and made the Christmas party what it was. Santa, who never lets us down, thanks to him. Of course, like I said last year, he has no choice. She's his mother-in-law.
Whether he likes it or not. No, he likes it.
Our party was that evening, and I think everyone that attended had a good time. Our meeting was kind of large tonight, so don't forget you're being videoed. If you have any private things to say, our officers are here after the meeting to speak to you. And please, when you stand, say your name and where you're from. That's it. Thank you.
All right, just want to thank everyone for coming. Some new faces here. Again, I'm Deputy Inspector Terry Herson, Commanding Officer of the 9th Precinct. I have with me today my Executive Officer, Captain Comar, who's sort of my right-hand man and helped me run the day-to-day operations of the precinct. I also have here tonight Lieutenant Phil Roy, who's my Special Operations Lieutenant. He's the guy that goes out there every day and does the sort of the non-routine stuff that helps us have such a successful year in this precinct. Thank him publicly for the good work he's done this year. Looking forward to a great 2012. Quick things first. I want to just apologize for everyone who was at the Christmas party. I wasn't there. I had a conflict with my family. Every year, my wife and I help organize. Well, we help organize an event for the Special Olympics. We do a polo plunge on that day. We weren't going to do it this year because of other commitments, but friends of ours kept on calling us the weeks before. We're going to do it. We're going to do it. So we're going to do it. And it conflicted with the Christmas party. So my apologies for missing it. I hope everyone had a great New Year. New Year's Eve here in the command was busy. The Bedford Avenue corridor was packed with people. At one point, I made a comment that looked more like New Orleans on Mardi Gras. Wall-to-wall people. Lots of people having a good time. Lots of people having too much of a good time. But overall, I think New Year's Eve went very well for us. There were no significant major crimes that occurred. One incident happened later that morning I'll get into later on. As you know, I'd like to, when we have these meetings, bring a police officer in here who I think has done a fantastic job on a particular issue. We make him the cop of the month. Tonight I have with us Officer Wakira. Now normally we have a nice plaque for him. Unfortunately it's my fault. We ordered the plaque a little too late, so it's not ready for tonight, but he'll get his plaque next week. Officer Wakira, why don't you step up? Also, Kira here is assigned to our night anti-crime team. They're the guys that go out in plain clothes and unmarked police cars and sort of do the very aggressive work to catch violent criminals in the act. I'm going to read, this is an event that happened on November 5th. Since we didn't have a meeting in December, we're doing it tonight. Officer Wakira was part of our enhanced enforcement effort down by Cooper Park Development. September, October, they had lots of problems there. There were a few shootings that occurred in that development. We threw some extra resources at it. Officer Wakira did observe a man trying to stuff an object into a mailbox. He gets out of the car to conduct an investigation. He realizes what's going in that mailbox is a woman's purse. Well, it looked like a woman's purse at first. They weren't quite sure. They interview the man. They get his identification. They write it down. And they let him go. At that point, they don't have anything to really detain him on. He walks off. Just a few minutes later, coming over our radio is a call for a robbery not very far away from where they stopped that gentleman. They grab the complainant. She describes the purse has just been stolen, describes the man who had just done it. He fits the description of the man they just stopped. They were smart enough to get his ID and write it down. They went back to his house, saw him outside, conducted a stop, and arrested him. Subsequently, in the investigation of the detective squads, we were able to determine this gentleman had done at least one other robbery earlier, a few days earlier, in transit. He went for a lineup in that case, positively ID'd. This gentleman had just finished doing 12 years in prison for doing other robberies. He's back out. He pled guilty to both the robberies, the one that happened here and the one in transit, and he's been sentenced to 5 years. So, Officer Wakira, I thank you personally for the great job you did, your keen observation skills, and next week we'll have a class. As I like to point out, that's just a little bit of the day in and day out stuff we do here. I put together a very small presentation for everyone, just so you can see some of the numbers. I'm a visual person. I like to see some of this stuff. As I've said all along, the 94 precinct had a fantastic year in 2011 for its crime decrease. You see in this slide here, at the 76 precincts in the city, we did rank the 3rd best precinct for crime decrease for 2011. Now that's a percentage decrease from the year before. So I'll move on. And anyone who's had a basic class in percentage and math can tell you, you can play with those numbers a little bit. I'll let you know what that kind of means.